Old Man here, and today I'm going to show you how to patch a small hole in your drywall. That story is coming right up. I'm on the floor in my utility room because I have this hole that is sitting close to the floor on the wall here. It's a small hole and it needs to be patched. You can see here, this hole is only about 1.5 inches by maybe 1.25 inches, and it's the perfect size to where you can't put any joint compound on here because it'll just fall through, and it's just large enough where you can actually fill it back in with some drywall. I know this is the case because I had already tried to put joint compound in here yesterday, and then when I went back over it with more joint compound, all of it just fell right through the hole down to the other side. So this is a perfect example of where you can just patch this very easily, and I'm going to show you how to do that. There are a few tools you're going to need though. One is a good utility knife, a couple of joint compound tools to spread the joint compound. These are 6 inches. However, you can use 4-inch or even the smaller ones because it's not that large of a hole, as you can see here. You're going to need some joint compound, which I have here, a tape measure. This is always a good tool to have. It's a drywall knife or drywall saw. We're not going to use it on this, but you should always have one of these handy. And then of course, you're going to need some drywall. It's always a good idea to have some scrap drywall in the house because of situations just like this. Inevitably, you're going to end up with holes in the wall that you may need to patch at some point. And it's always a good point to have an extra piece of drywall somewhere, whether you keep it in the garage or what have you. Just a small piece, 2x2, 4x4, whatever it is, just to keep it around for these exact occasions. All right, so let's get at it. First thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to measure exactly what this dimension is here. So I'm going to start off at 2, and it's 1.5 inches. So it's 1.5 inches by 1.25 inches. All right on the mark. And what I want to do is I want to cut out a piece of drywall that's going to be about 1/2 inch to 1 inch larger around the exterior of the hole. So to do that, got my drywall here that I'm going to use, and all I need is basically a corner here. So I'm just going to cut this straight because this is no more good and it's all scrap, and we're just going to cut it out here. So what you want to do here, you'll need a straight edge too. I'm just using this level, but any square T or even a piece of wood that's straight is going to work. And again, I don't need a whole lot here. I just need this little piece off. So I'm just going to cut the scrap off here. The cool thing about drywall is you only need to score it, and then it'll just snap, just like that. Take your blade again, right up the back side of it. Boom, done. That's the piece we're going to use. We're going to measure here. We're just going to go at 2.5 inches. That'll put me right here. Just mark that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Snap that off and cut on the back side. The side that I'm scoring on is the finished side. That's going to be significant when we get to putting this in the hole here. I'll explain that in a minute. Come across the top, snap it, boom. All right, so check this out. So what we have now is this piece of drywall that's going to fit right in that hole, and it's going to work out really nice. All right. Next thing I need to do here is measure the actual hole. But I'm going to do that on the back side of the drywall. It will all become relevant here in a second. Now what you have here is the centerpiece here, which is going to fit inside here. Looks a little big right now, but we can trim that down, which I will do here in a minute. Now, here's the key. You don't want to score on the front side because this is going to be the face and you don't want any cuts here, right? So you just want to score on the back side. So I'm going to take my straight edge again. I'm going to score on those lines where the hole is. Now what you end up with is a score all the way across on all four sides, and all you're going to do here is very gently snap these off. See how these start to get snapped off here? This is great. There we go. You see I just snapped all that off? This is perfect. And then you still have your face intact. Now what you want to do is you want to keep the centerpiece in place and just going to peel all the pieces off around the outside of your centerpiece. Bam! All right. Now what you should have left is a centerpiece here, but all of your drywall and paper on the outside. So this is going to work out good. The next thing you want to do with this piece is you want to fit it to the hole that you have here. So kind of just put that in. We'll do a close-up shot of this. So it doesn't quite fit yet. It's still a little too big. Now here's where you can do a little bit of trimming. You can either trim the hole out or you can trim this piece out. I like the way this is looking right now, so I'm going to trim this hole out a little bit. And the thing you want to use for that, what I mentioned earlier, is your drywall saw. So on this, all I'm going to do here is just start cutting a little bit away here, like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, you just want to make it so you can get this piece in here. It'll take a little bit of trial and error, but eventually this will fit. The other thing I want to mention too is they sell those patch kits at the store, and they range from like $8 to probably $15 or so. There's no reason, in my opinion, to buy one of those because it's going to be the same amount of effort to use one of those patch kits as it is what I'm doing here. And by doing it this way, you save $15, right? And every cent counts when you're renovating, so to speak. All right, now we're just, yep, that's gonna work. Okay, so it's got like a friction fit in it, which is what you want. You want it snug, and that's all you need to do. So this is big enough for that. So you can see here, it's gonna fit really nice. Excellent. And here's where you want to be a pastry chef, so to speak. All right. Just gonna get this ready, nice and. Okay, so I've got my joint compound here, and we are ready to put some in here. So what I like to do is I take the first one, and I'll actually coat the inside of this. Now I'm using a larger blade here to coat this on, but that's all right. Just stick enough in there, get it on the edges. And what happens is when this stuff dries, it's almost like a cement or glue, which is what you want. And then I'm going to take this piece here, I'm going to take our joint compound, and I'm going to actually start pasting this on the sides here. See what I'm doing here? Get a little more. Get it on the edges here. Your fingers are going to get joint compound on them, so you can't avoid that. And I like to put a little bit of extra on because you're going to squeeze all that out once you go over with your compound knife here. All right, cool. So you see how I got all that on there? There's a bunch on there, right? All you're going to do now is you're just going to punch this into the hole. All right. There we go. Yep. Look at that. That's exactly what I had to do. And all you're going to do is just press lightly on it to get it inside that hole. Once that's in there, check this out. Press on it with your fingers until it gets even. And you just come over it with your knife. Right. What I like to do is you can go over, once it's in there, you can go over it pretty hard. Now that that's on there evenly, what I'm going to do here, because you got the little bit of a bump here from the outside of the paper. So what you want to do is you want to take your joint compound and you want to go over it. And I'm just going to take a blob here. And now I'm just going to go over it. Start up from the top. Do this a couple more times. That looks pretty good right there. Now you can see it took me a few tries to get the joint compound on there without getting these streaks in here. I'm not worried about these ones because that's all going to be sanded out. But the point is that this is now patched up. This is going to dry hard, and then once we get the sanding done, you shouldn't even notice the difference there. So we're going to come back tomorrow. I'll show you the outcome of this, and we should be in good shape. It's day 2 here, and the patch is looking very nice. You can see here, it's nice and solid, and the only thing I need to do now is sand it down. So check this out. Got a sanding block here. This is actually fine, but for this, you could probably use a coarse one, and that'll get most of it off, but I'm just gonna work with this one and show you what's going on here. But we're just gonna smooth all this out. Keep going here. Oh, that's nice. Getting nice and smooth. Right, this is really smooth right now, so all I'm going to do now is go over it really lightly. Oh yeah. Very nice and smooth. Once you get a nice thick layer of paint on there, you won't even see this. I'm gonna get some of these edges out right here. Should be good. Yeah. And there you have it, folks. An easy way to patch a small hole in your drywall. One more look here. Looks really, really good. So this whole patching job probably took me 20 minutes total of my time. after cutting it up and then just putting the joint compound out, letting it dry overnight, and then finishing it up this morning, which only took me like a few minutes. That's better than going to the store, buying a patch kit, and then coming home, learning how to use that, etc., etc. So, hope you got some value out of this. We're going to wrap it up, call it a day. We'll see you at the next project. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace out.